We are. Yeah. It'll take a few minutes for a couple of watchers to come in. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's kind of a test to see how the double live gets pushed into the feed. As I understand it, it might not get pushed in as much, or it just might not get received on the views as much. So, like in the vert lives, dude, people just kind of like people wander in. If you're doing some shit and you catch their attention, you can keep them for 20, 30, 40, seconds, 2 minutes, whatever, and then you build your views that way. So I'm curious if well, we got a like and no views. I don't know how that shit happened. um so we got Humboldt Picker and Broke Picks are here. What's up, guys? Well, let's get started because I do have some people that check this shit out on the video afterwards. So if you know me, I'm in the Shacklemen Golf Club. I'm one of the co-founders, me and Not Too Dead. And technically, kind of the third head of the beast right here to the other side of me is
I'm the small part of it.
Yeah,
big man's on the side.
Like he jumped right in and legitimized us with his series of challenges that we're finishing up this week with the 10th challenge on the TCH 850s.
It is, yeah.
Yep. And that's a very inventive, very specific and inventive challenge. And the levels that you adapted for the different the rigid cuffs that don't fold, and for people to try without having on the wrists, it's a lot of thought into that. So totally appreciate it.
Hi PW, hi Humboldt, hi Broke. Right, before we go anywhere, he's got 3 cuffs on, I've got no cuffs on. So I suppose it's only fair that I get 3 cuffs as well, and we do an idiot off.
Yeah, right? Well, yeah. So, Coxie's a professional idiot. I'm an amateur idiot. I'm working up the scale.
It's the only thing I'm a professional at. So Stu, what are you going to use to pick? Because I'm going to use my trusty Southern Specialties tool.
Well, I'm going to have to go with same. I'm going to go out of the Shacklemen set. I'm going to go with the long reach.
All right. Okay. Game on.
Yeah.
Ready?
What cuffs do you have on? What kind of cuffs?
ASP Sentries.
All right. I got Peerless 700Cs. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Hit it. I am not going to win this one.
Yeah, you will.
Whatever. Done. Oh. Close enough to make me happy.
Always. I'll get you again later on.
What's that?
I'll get you again later on.
Right.
Keep practicing.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm currently working on like a 3 cuff set. What is your Guinness World Record at? Or what was your attempt at?
So I've got one at 10. My attempt was at 11. So,
okay.
And that was a technicality. So yeah.
Was the 11 to break the 10 or a different record?
Different set of circumstances. So the wording was different. So my 10 is unlock, so I could pick them, and the other one was escape, so I could shim them. So shimming slightly quicker. Slightly.
You don't say. Well, let's find out.
We going again? All right, fine.
Well, if we just picked, we should shim. Although, dude, there's no way I can shim as fast out of 3 of the Peerless. Not yet. I'm sure eventually I should. But the beautiful thing is,
I like the way that I can get the cuffs on quicker as well.
I know. Hey, so how many pairs of cuffs have you put on in your time? Like thousands, tens of thousands?
At least a couple of pairs.
Do you know what I mean? I've only been doing this man, what, like 4, 5 months, maybe,
I think
maybe
I
6.
think it's come up to 4 years now of stupid shit with cuffs.
Oh, well, honestly, dude, like you're like not only your level of skill, your level of knowledge after only 4 years is both sides of that's impressive, man. Like I would have thought you'd been doing this 10 years, 12 years.
Nah, quick learner. I read a
Obsessive
lot.
at it. All
Yeah,
right,
I'd say so.
let's go. Let's shim.
All right, okay.
Oh, this
Wait,
is gonna be
are we saying go or are
go,
you saying go? Oh,
go.
right, okay.
Oh shit. I'm already stuck. I mean, I'm getting it. Oh shit. I'm not even looking, but I can hear him.
I'll tell you what, I'll keep ratcheting them so you think you're doing all right.
I don't know why. Sometimes it's just the fact that the other cuff denies my movement, and I
I
have
know
not.
it's tricky. And yes, PW, you're right. The community definitely pushed me towards escapism and trying to join all the proper clubs.
Oh, they like people encourage you.
Yeah, it was when I first started doing the silly
I'm still
go as quick
going.
as you can.
I'm still
I'm-
going.
I know it's fine. I mean,
Oh,
we'll wait for you, Stu. It's all right.
open is open. Off is off. Right?
Exactly. That's the one.
Got to
Tell you
do
what, I
it
did get that's kind of
strategy.
cool.
What's that?
You seen these?
What is that? Gold?
Yeah,
Is that? I know Not Too Dead has a pair of gold plateds.
I know, but is it based on
Oh
Peerless?
no! Oh, those are the ones you just got.
Yes. And I'm still
Oh,
researching them. It looks like it was late 80s, early 90s, and they were the Please Buy My Cuffs type set that was handed out. But I can see why they weren't picked because there's no swivel. So it's just
oh,
straight to the cuff.
yeah.
All right. And if I get a standard set Smith & Wesson, whoop, you'll notice that this one's got 3 links to try and stop the binding, and this one's got 2. But with the swivel, you can spin it around freely. And with these ones, it already binds up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That binds
that's a
fast.
problem. Which is frustrating because it's actually a good mechanism and it's quite difficult to pick. Add a swivel for the extra
This is
50p at the cost.
this is the thing about, and I'm going to tell you, like from learning from you in Deadlocks and from learning from everybody in lock sport. One thing I found is every lock company or handcuff company, once they think they've got one thing that's good, they skimp on the other shit. So if they got pawl protection, they skimp on the lock, or they've got like it's mind numbing, and they almost regress in one area because they progress in another area. It's like just combine all that stuff together and make a unbeatable or hard to beat, mechanism.
Well, they rely on other companies to make the mechanism for them, don't they? So let's be honest.
Yeah.
When
Well,
you look
yeah,
at these
and
things,
you're dealing with levels of production and things like, whoa, what is that?
that is the Cuff Max or Boa. So, sorry, this is the Boa latest
Oh, wait,
generation because
what?
it's built on the Peerless and it's got the Medico on it. But Peerless don't have anything to do with it. This is all Boa's add on. So, it's taken a third company to make this. So, it then becomes secure. So, Peerless are happy because they've sold to the government and to Boa. Boa are happy because they sell back to the government and put it in the prisons. So, yeah.
No, that works.
Capitalism, baby.
What's the lock? Is that a Medico on the?
Yes. So this is the Medico 72S, I think. Get my eyesight working.
Is
Yes,
that
72F.
is that the pair? I know Not Too Dead raked himself out of a pair of Medico high securities.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he's
Okay,
got the chain
nice.
version. So yeah.
Oh, nice. And then
Yes,
all
broke
right,
picks.
so
That is a Medico.
we're talking. All right. If we're talking the Shacklemen handcuff set, we got to be doing some handcuffs, right?
Well, you could always show off a set or two.
You
What's
can
your
show off what you
favourite
got.
design?
I have a very limited collection. Within your reach, just right there behind you, right there in your, what's that on the shoulder? Right behind, yeah, right there. What's that?
That is a tower leg iron.
See?
Just above it is a tower double lock handcuffs. So there you go.
Oh, very nice. Oh, nice.
So yeah, got the tower leg irons. Unfortunately, one side's jammed, so it's hanging on the wall. And I'm a bit reluctant to take them apart because they're old and rare.
Oh, yeah. That's
my
the
favorite
like
part
that.
of this set, the serial number
the
666.
The style of locking mechanism for that. That's the first time I've seen it shiny. Everything I've ever looked at's been like pretty beat up.
Oh, I've got some shiny ones. I've got lots of shiny versions. My old cuff collection it's getting there, but you know, I'll go off camera a second. Hang on. Hold up.
That was a delay. Sorry, that hit me late. Your cuff collection's getting there. Hell.
Yeah.
Where's my No.
Yeah.
Just trying to find my shoot. Cuff key tool.
Sorry, I will be there. Oh, key.
Gonna try a double lock while we're waiting for him.
Thanks.
I'm gonna pick the double lock. A pair of hinge cuffs. Nope, wrong pick. I mean, not wrong pick, not the pick I wanted. So
right, so I went and got a few, which I'm just going to lay on a mat. Right, so I tend to buy cheap cuffs until I can find nicer examples. So this is called a Cabernet bottleneck. All right, so as you can see, it's got the same shape, right? And the key for it is incredibly ornate because it goes into this barrel. You can see the barrel there. All right, and there's the key.
Oh, nice.
All right, these were the
like
first you can't
it's
pick.
It's like the H&R, but with the little prongs.
Yeah, so you have to push the mechanism down and then twist it 90 degrees. So you get the key, put it in, twist 90 degrees, it holds it in place, and then you can open it up. Oh, twist 90 degrees, and then you can open it up. And then there it goes. So it goes in 90, twist again, twist again. Wasn't very user-friendly, but was very secure. Now, I was quite happy with these ones, as they were quite cheap. They're a bit tatty and a bit worn, but they tell a story. But then I got the opportunity to buy these ones, which are near mint.
Oh, nice. Did you have to clean them up?
No, and they've got the much rarer screw style. So you have to screw the cuff in 90 degrees, which is even harder to pick because you need to have some object to turn in and screw.
Yeah, you got it. Tension, right? Or
yeah.
And
you can't. These ones you can't shim because as daft as it sounds, the American Revolution did some wonders for tolerances and machining. So when these came out, these were machined to like thou of its life. So yeah,
Go America.
and once the Americans were coming up with these beautiful ornate cuffs, right? Us Brits were just literally sticking them in a set of manky old Derby irons. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Here's another American design. This one was by Captain Bean, and as you can see, it came up with a really ornate, simple system. I did just drop the key, so bear with me. Should be this one. Right, and the key, as you can see,
I like the shape of those.
is a tooth. Right. Now, Mr. Bean, or Captain Bean, right, he designed the cuffs, patented the cuffs, started making the cuffs, but then unfortunately couldn't run the business. So his designs were then sold on, and this is Tower's take on his design. I noticed that this is a twin pull system with a gap in the middle, so it's incredibly difficult to shim. Now, once you get your key back out, you'll notice that I'm being incredibly careful with these ones. There's a push button to set it on the back, and then it will go through, and it's adjustable with a hard stop. Now, if we take that orifice, right, and we say it's what? Crunch of 4 fingers, a modern day cuff, just on the right side. Bear that in mind. Because when Mr. Tower came along, he said that he needed cuffs to be a lot smaller. So you can barely get 3 in. And if you put a modern cuff against the top of it, there you go. So you can see the actual mech all the way through.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah. I've also got these ones, which is what you'll probably find in a garage sale. The Tower Pinkertons. They were the cheaper mass-produced model. So they weren't very preferable because this turned into a weapon. But yeah.
Yeah. I can already see that. It's like you just Wolverined my wrist.
Yeah. But yeah, the older style cuffs I'm falling in love with slowly and surely. Oh dear. But I still like my modern day cuff.
I mean the heavy springs, like in derbies and things like that, make like you just have to have a better, more concerted effort to beat them. You know, like in a basic brutal fashion. So in some ways, man, I can see how older stuff kind of had a better idea on restraint. But it was simpler mechanisms. If they would have kind of improved on the old mechanisms,
it was Tower that came up with a double lock initially, and that was only because he was scared of people shimming the cuff, not because he wanted to protect the person, right? Whereas the modern day handcuff, it's to protect the person from nerve damage. Right? So,
well, yeah. If you've ever been wearing cuffs and like trying to fall in and try to catch yourself, it sucks.
Oh yeah, I agree, especially if you're wearing them on the back. Right, Humboldt. I use H&R improved bean cobs. These ones.
I'm not Waldo.
They're very shiny. They're from 1899. I thought I'd glam the place up by having a 100-year-old cuff. I got them. Never too far away from me either.
You know what's funny is I don't touch the TCH 850s until there's a challenge. So in between challenge, once I finish the challenge and I'm waiting, I do not touch them. I'm like just waiting. No? I don't practice. I don't refresh. I wait for the next challenge and then I start from go. again. So now I I practice a decent bit with each challenge, and once even after I get it or put it in the video, I'll do it a few more times, things like that. But I put it aside and I wait for the next one. And now we're on 10. So and then these ones are going to Southpaw Pete. So Southpaw Pete's pickings can with there's some other people that have ordered some. Nick's Picks has got a pair. He's like on challenge 4, I think. So if
Yeah.
we want, and this is my feeling on it, people are going to continue to get these, and we're going to
Well,
expand.
that's what my
So
plan
we
was. My
want to
plan
leave
was to
the
leave
10.
the challenges up.
Yeah, we want to leave them laying there for people later on, and we'll come up with a sticker or something, to like send anybody that
Well,
pops through. But
I over ordered on patches just so that it could stay up for forever long. So when someone's completed them
nice.
all, you could just message through.
I still got
The
to
sub
find a
21.
patch person here. It's the weird
Right.
things
So
you.
the sub 20 club I thought was just a nice
I just
sneaky
got
hideaway or something.
in the mail
Oh, you got
today.
Lady Luck.
I just got a Lady Locks magnet. It's really awesome. They did a great cut on it, and it's like there's so many different kinds of like awesome swag. Yes, it's my light that hangs over my desk. If I hang a few magnets on it, it angles it perfectly, or it changes my angle. So this is one of my weighty magnets now, along with all
Yeah, I
my.
had I got some swag off Lady Locks. I can't even remember what I gave her. I think it was a handcuff key of some sort. Don't know. I think it was one of those
Yes,
covert ones. But yeah,
yeah, I do believe
so
that.
she gave me
Yeah.
some swag. Oh, that was it. It was in the coin. So it was in a quarter. So you
Oh,
pulled it out and there's a
yeah, I've
handcuff
got
key.
the plastic one.
No, no, no. It was
Oh,
an actual quarter. So
oh,
a quarter cut in half, and then a handcuff key that you can flick out, back together, sandwich too.
oh, very nice.
Yeah. So
Where'd you
I
get
have lots
that?
of little random things. Say again?
Where's that from?
I got it. Found it at a Magic collection. It was no use to me though because we don't use quarters in the UK, do we? So it'd stand out like a dog's testicle if I just go, oh yeah, I've just got some change. Oh look, there's this quarter.
Nobody looks at coins. Come on.
I'll tell you what else I did find that's kind of cool. So obviously the Shacklemen set doesn't come with any tension tools. So I found these, which I got don't pick on one side.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very nice. Oh, you know what? Okay.
So now it's a bit fiddly compared to Ergo Comb, but it does work. So Masslock 140, get it in the right spot, fiddle, 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 and then that's it, it's done.
Now
150. Fiddle, 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 done. So I thought that was kind of a nice addition to go into it.
so there's the Shacklemen Cuff Club set. The handled shims,
Yep.
the shims, 4 picks. Ooh, I'm missing one of these, but here is I can approximate it. What I'm working on is the Stubby Stew set version of it. So
Cool.
the ripple handle core with the same profiles. Next up, I'm going to get some of the handled shims. But one of the things, but I keep this in the card for the wallet case from Southern Specialties, an EDC wallet case. And one of the other things I have in there is just, a collection of other tools for lockpicking, raking, and handcuffs. And one of the nice things they have in there is this little
Wow, that's an awesome
90-degree Bogota, which is nice and thin, but it's great for slipping into like a handcuff set like that, just to have an extra turner. And then they've got some other turners that we put in there and stuff. But I really like that like flat Bogota kind of 90-degree style.
I think I
then,
need to ask Jim to see if he can make me a halter.
Oh, what is Jim here? Yeah. Jim needs to make a holster for that, man. That'd be amazing. He would put some love into that.
Because
I gotta send. Actually, I gotta finally. I'm catching up. Like I told you, I'm sending Deadlocks and you some stuff this week. Finally, I gotta send Jim some stuff finally as well. It does look like a weapon. Yeah,
it was Batman. Of course, it's a weapon.
There's no. You don't even have to take it off, man. There's no. You shouldn't have put it on me. Kind of how that goes. Oh, where did I put it? Hold them out. Oh yeah.
Nola's upset because someone turned up and he missed him.
What happened? Oh, another troll. Hey, Nola, man, like if you don't show up to do your job, man, people are clamoring for that position.
Right.
And Nola's a mod, dude. He's a troll and a mod, so that's a dangerous combo.
That is a dangerous combo.
You guys don't want to mess around with Nola in the house. That's all I'm saying. All right, we got to do some more cuffs, right?
Oh, you want to do another 3x3?
We're doing 3. Well, if I'm doing 3, it's still the Peerless. What are we doing?
I can actually go and get 3 Peerless if you want.
Oh yeah, sure. Peerless up.
Don't bring my pink ones over.
Well, you're a 750 guy, right?
Yes, I like 750s.
I'm gonna start getting those next. I gotta stack those up next.
To be honest, I haven't had the 750s jam on me as much as I used to have the 700s.
Oh, really?
Silly as it sounds.
Yeah. Jam in a one spot situation, or like mess up and jam, like start messing up, like regular.
Mess up, jam, and then you have to take your tool back out and start again because the ball slipped over it.
Because I've actually, messed up a pair of 700s and 750s.
Right.
Although I think the 750s were just blowing out the post. I gotta look at them again. Actually, there might be 2 pairs of 700s. All right. I gotta go to my go-to.
So I got blue, pink.
I got silver. All right. You ready? Go.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, damn it. Oh. Done.
I think you beat me. There you go.
That's the only freaking time that'll happen. I gotta wait another 8 months till you're rusty again. I don't know.
If you find me on Discord, send me a picture of the cuff key that you need to identify, and I'll identify him for you, mate. I'm not too bad with cuff keys.
Yeah, he's I mean, as skilled as he is an escape artist and entertaining as a professional idiot as he portrays himself. His knowledge of cuffs and keys and things like that, and he also is really good at, if he doesn't know, he knows where to go. You know, he'll be like, "Oh, well, I think this. I'll be back in 5 minutes," and a lot of times he shows up. And He's kind of like the historian of cuffs. Him and Deadlock's good too. Between those two,
I
man,
did
like
try my best.
you can get like all the answers on some stuff, and that's why we love those guys in the Shacklemen. We put up with them because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Yeah, they tolerate us. It's fine.
We gotta. Oh, not too dead isn't that? Yeah. Let me lean forward and squint, and actually look at some chat. All right, Coxie, you go ahead and do the thing.
Right. So what I wanted to say is that even though we've done the Shackleman cuff kit, is mainly aimed at Peerless, Smith and Wesson, and TCH, your big three. Right. You can also do your other cuffs. So this is the Clajuso 15. Right. So the idea is that if I get really messed up, the key's in the middle. But we take our pointy pokey bit, because everyone knows I like pointy pokey. We go down into the cuff, and then that's that one done. Going back through, pointy pokey, find the sweet spot, and that's that one done. And that is with the pointy pokey part of the Shackleman pick. And Broke, I can see your friend request, but I'm on my phone, so I can't acknowledge it. I'll do it afterwards. All right. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you.
Hey, he's pretty laid back. He's a good guy. I got to meet up with him personally, man. He dropped by, hung out. I gave him some picks. He gave me some rakes. He dropped a bunch of locks on me. I left him with a couple locks. I wish I would have had more for him. He's a pretty good picker. Nice guy, man. Really, really good cat. He broke picks. If you guys don't know him, if you're in the chat or anything, at broke picks. If you just look broke picks as a search, it sucks. So you got to put the ad on that. It's like I was looking for my vet dude named Stu, like me, but he's STEW.
Wrap a chain around your
I
shit
kept
and put a
getting
real lock
cooking
in it.
videos. So
All right. Deb Daisy tells me I've got to put a chain on stuff.
chains.
I've got a set of handcuffs that are made out of chain.
I've got. I mean, all I can do is like chains and a padlock.
There you go, Deb.
Although
Is that enough chain for you?
I can grab. Oh, nice. I can grab a padlock that has a handcuff key.
Hey, I'll go with them.
To lock the chains with. It's a cool little lock, man. Dude, I unlocked myself in chains.
The second one was starting with chains and locks.
Right.
Oh, no, I've got loads of chain stuff. See, chains are boring. They don't fight back. Cuffs do.
Yeah. Well, there's less setup to get the tough situation. It's already pre-established to be hard. Whereas you gotta I gotta work around, make sure I got the right link. Like I screwed up. I could probably get my hand out of that. You know, I won't. I'll pick that, but that's kind of how
it was. It was Valentine's Day yesterday, wasn't it? Did I ever show you my love lock?
I've got. Where's mine? I've got a love lock.
Yeah, mine's for your hands though.
Oh yeah. You've got an upgraded version. Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna use the long reach other Shacklemen set. See if I can get this.
There's only 12 of these in existence. It was made by a British escape artist called Nick Jansen, and he wanted it as a challenge to go international. So they've got spread out around the world. And
very nice.
I've got one. I've met Nick. He's a really nice guy, and it's actually a really good challenge because once your hands are in, it's a lever lock inside, 4 levers, right? Which, if anyone's ever picked lever locks, you need to have 2 hands, and because your hands are
go down like that.
Kind of, And the way I did it was I used a kebab skewer down the side and tension to use my ear while I was
Oh,
picking.
nice.
So I looked like I was having a stroke at the same time.
I'd like a shot at those after I pick some levers.
Well, you'd have to. If you look at some of the videos I've done on the Squire 660, where I'm cheating and I'm using tension off the bow and everything else, that really helps when you come into those ones.
Did you saw Nick's picks do the 4 squires behind his back handcuffed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have
That-
encouraged that as well. I think
yeah,
it's excellent behavior.
he's kind of like Tequila Dave, man. He was like, "What? We're doing cuffs now? All right." He's like, "Let me go all in." You gotta love the approach. You know what I mean?
No half measures. Right. One
No,
of the things that you need to get hold of,
no half
right?
measures. Jonathan Banks' is the best quote.
You need to
I'm
get
sorry,
yourself and treat
Mike
yourself to a set of these,
Ermintrout's
mate.
best quote. All right.
You need to treat yourself to these because they're going to get taken off the shelf soon because grip have gone out of service.
Oh,
So this is the Humane restraint by grip, and it's because this buckle, right, when hit across the deck, can become sharp. So it's no longer Humane. So they've got to change the design. So these are still on Handcuff Warehouse, right? But they'll be taken off. That you won't see them in general supply anymore. But yeah, grip restraints, and they fold up really small as well. So there you go. They're the ones that go across your arm and across your chest and everything else.
got the
Love those
H&R
ones.
Super Styles. I'm gonna use the long reach. I love using the long reach because it just puts a dagger into Nola Southpaw's heart every time I start bending one of these up using it for cuff escapes. So we're gonna use that as a bypass. The beautiful thing about when I got these cuffs is both Deadlocks and Coxie said, "Hey, do you know about the bypass?" They didn't tell me what it was. They just said they're hard to pick. Do you know the bypass? And I said, "Shut up, let me figure it out." And like I was just poking everything I could in these things, man, until I found it. And I was like, "I found it!" I was so proud. I was so
The thing
happy.
is, that if we hadn't mentioned the word bypass, you'd have still been trying down in the tube, wouldn't
Yeah, you're like, well, it's got to be in there. I got to get under something, and I got to push something. So,
you? Well, the once we finish the whole of the prize giving with the challenges and stuff, I'm going to be working on trying to fix Sparrow's reach. It's got a few problems.
I have an idea that I'll eventually get to you with about that.
Well,
That
the vintage version is that one.
oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Right? But it's discontinued. And as much as I've researched it and everything else, I cannot find out where we can get them made. So the closest we've got is this. Right. And because they've laddered it, right, as in it's a climbing up the rivets, it gets fatter and fatter. So I don't know whether we can actually adjust that. It might involve being able to take stuff apart with an hammer, but ideally you want it to be pick size. So that sort of size,
Right.
like
So
that.
let's demonstrate. Hold on. All right. So if I have a pair of hinged cuffs, there's
Yep.
the hole. If the hole up, it means up that way.
Yep.
It means it's incredibly hard to get around to the keyway to pick.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? As
Yeah.
soon as that's where the fun bit starts when you go, oh yeah, I can go keels up.
Right.
So you take any cuff, folding rigid, any rigid, and then you go keyholes up, and it's like, oh, nightmare, right? And you're supposed to use this, but this doesn't fit TCH. It doesn't fit Peerless. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? There's so many problems with it. It's incredible. Just get this one in. Go on then. Yeah. Have you managed it yet?
No.
No?
I should have put them on the other way because I can reach around the other way better.
So whilst you're faffing, right, it will take me longer to get my tool back out.
I'll go to the other side. Oh.
All right, everyone point and laugh at Stu.
Ho, ho, ho. Hold on.
One of the things that I like about rigid is you can convert any hinged into rigid, especially if you've got a 3D printer.
I'm just going to shim out. Or, well, side shim out.
Go and get a paper clip.
All right, let me get a paper clip. Where's the paper? Where's the paper? Strangely enough, Coxie, I have one already ready.
Yay!
All over the desk, man. And there's just bent up bobby pins and paper clips, and so if you don't know, I'm a Peerless.
Not yet, but I've been told that Dutch Lockpicker has managed to nail it, so he's going to be doing a video.
About what?
Oh, challenge 10. So I'm reading the comments as they're scrolling past.
Oh, already. Oh, you know what sucks is just playing with it. I did it with an existing tool.
That's why we do the challenges.
Yeah, but I did it with the long reach because I was trying to fuck with Nola. Because he hates when I mess with I destroy long reaches, doing all the cuff stuff. So and then I was like, and I got it open, and then I was getting the second side off, and I went, oh, make a tool. I was like, I looked through. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm ready. I'm excited about it.
All right, Ellie, duct tape escapes are boring because all you're doing is you create a weakness on it. You can use friction, you can use heat, you can use sweat, spit, doesn't matter. You can use rapid force, kinetic force. You can even just nibble on it to tear it. Duct tape is one of those things
you
which
understand the
looks
structure
so
of duct
difficult.
tape, it's a lattice. Once you create a break in the lattice from the side, it's a rip. If you start from the front edge and you break any part of that front edge, you'll rip a strip all the way down as long as you want. It's a lattice tape. So once you create any break on the edge, it'll tear across that edge with separation. That's how duct tape works. It's incredibly, if you deny the ability to create that leverage and that break on the edge, then great, you'll never get out. But once you get that little bit, you're going to work your way out. And that's why you see the guys do the bam. It's because that leverage created with that slam will break through and create that break and cause. And once the break's created, it snaps free. Once it happens, it's done. It's not like an ongoing tough process.
If you wrap it in different directions, you still get the same effect, Ali. So even if you were to go tape that way and tape that way, believe it or not, you could use the tape against itself and use that as the saw in action. Duct tape is really weird. It's great at holding things together, but not for very long.
It's great for holding things together in place.
Yeah, as long as they don't move.
Yep. That's why you don't use it. Well, like I've been a handyman for a lot of years, man. There's a lot of things you'll throw some duct tape on, just kind of like put a fix on for a little while, but it's not a long-term thing because, it gets brittle, it gets any kind of movement or moisture or anything like that, breaks it down. So it's not an end all be all. That actually takes me back to someone shared a clip with me from Mission Impossible, one of them, where Tom Cruise gets his lady puts him in cuffs in the car and throws him a paperclip, and he's in front of a train. And
I may have done that one.
Instead of him picking out of the cuffs, he gets hit by the train and survives the train. And I was explaining that because psychologically within society, it's more believable he would survive a train smash than be able to get out of the cuffs. Because everybody as you know, in the comment sections of your own cuff escapes, everybody thinks cuffs are magic things that you can't get out of.
I actually have those cuffs, the Revoliers, and yeah, you can get out of them with paper clips. And
See?
I did a cuff exploration on it.
He didn't even like it. The scene is ridiculous because they hand him the paperclip and he's looking at the paperclip like he's never looked at a paperclip before. He doesn't just grab it and go. He's not like,
Nope.
Yeah, I use a paper to pick cuffs, and then maybe he doesn't get out of it. You know what I mean? But he's like, whoa, what do I do now? Like, dude, you're.
But the worst bit is the girlie did it no problems.
Yeah.
And even bent the tool the correct shape for him. So what he had to do is just put it in and twist.
It was pre-bent. It was pre-bent. She handed him the tool. She was like, here you go, and get the F out of them cuffs. And he could not do it.
Right. So Humboldt's asked me to show the magic trick. So bear with me. I'll go and get the cuffs.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And I'll show the magic trick. Right. So. Oh, is the key in there? There's the key. All right. Okie dokie. So
I didn't bring any magic.
These are the 1899 H&R Advanced Cops. This is the key. Hopefully we won't lose it. All right. So the cuff does work. He says, was it stuck? This is a good start. Get open. There we go. And they're a bit stiff. Bear with me. There we are. Right. So these cuffs here, multi-position. All right. But at the minute, they're not doing anything because we haven't pressed the set button. And the set button is just up here. So you press, so just to prove it, push the set, you'll hear a click. And then the mechanism ratchets in. To get out of it, you then use a key. That resets it, and you can open it up. Just like so. So, with any luck, right, so we set it, over it goes. Just like that. All right. And we set it. Over we go. Just like that. So we're on. All good. All right. And what we do is we do something called a slip. All right. So Houdini was famous at slipping. All right. So hopefully I'll get this to work first time. All right. But we're going to go. And we're going to slip. You hear a loud crack. That's my thumb. All right. But we go through. Working our way through. Just like that. And that's us through the cuff. Now, I know what you're going to say is you're going to say it's easy to slip it when it's loose. So what I'll do is I'll tighten the cuff up, right? Just like so. And I know what you're going to say is I was pulling it. So I'll take my hand off, right? And what I'll do is I'll just use speed. I'll say 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's go again. And tight. There's always that one time on live in there. I did the slip perfectly. Right. Oh, it's actually jammed. Brilliant. Oh dear. Hang on. hopefully I can unscrew this with a key. Everything's jammed up inside there. There's no way of bouncing that spring. Safe. Right, let's go again. Let's try it again for the last bit. So I know what you're saying. I didn't have it on tight enough. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use speed and keep my hand away. All right. There we go. Right. And hopefully next time that I do it, the springs won't jam away. But there we go. 100-year-old cuff. It's bound to happen at some point. That's a cool one.
I was trying to show the switch, but I didn't come up high enough, and then I dropped it. So let's try to do that again. I'll do it with a not too dead. So, home.
No worries, Humboldt. Glad you enjoyed it. It actually worked first time on the day, believe it or not. I didn't have the cuff jab.
Right. So, what's the most recent pair of cuffs you got?
The most recent. It's this which I need to clean up. So it's another salesman item. All right. But it was hanging in Tipbury Museum for 30 years. And there's a lot of dust and debris that's trapped in it. So the mechanism's a bit gummed up. But I'm going to take it off the board, clean up the metal plates. It's quite unique because it's got the stock number for the American Army on it. It's the internals of the American Handcuff Company. So you can see how it's going through. But I'm going to have to be careful because I don't know if you can see this. The pull mechanism is a pin-in spring. So as soon as I take this off for cleaning, I've got to make sure that the tiny spring in it is infinitesimally small, doesn't go twanging around everywhere. But it does actually function. Right, it's got a lot of dirt and grime in it, and I don't want to push it down through into the double lock mech because the plastic isn't quite on. But yeah, it's quite a hefty metal plate, and the fact that it was on in Tipbury Museum for so long was quite nice. And now it's mine.
Pocket one, were you asking about that one? That's Crow Llama, Picky Llama. That's our Croatian brother, one of them. If that's what you're. That's gone. That's on the floor. I've given up on it. I'm 52. If things drop and hit the floor, I'm done with them. Someone else owns that now. All right, now. Once in a while, I'll try.
Right. So I suppose before I shoot off, all right, I suppose I better talk about these shims. So these 3 shims here that Aaron from Southern Specialties made, they're based on my specs. So I like them, right, because they are double-ended. All right, so you've got one side for traditionally EU cuffs, and the other side is traditionally for US cuffs. So the easiest way to look at this is single pull, multi-pull. All right, I did a video showing how to make them more knife edge on the edge, but again, you're gonna have your fingers on them, so make sure that they're sanded and smooth because your fingers are around it. So I suppose the easiest way to do it is we'll get some cuffs out and go for it. So this is Smith & Wesson, and this particular set here is the M100, the mainstay Smith & Wesson, and over it goes. So we're going to take the shallow end, put the shallow end in, and we're going to give a mechanical advantage by touching the bow at the same time as we push into place. The shoulders on the shim mean that you can't push it too far, and then you will open it up, smooth as silk. Smith & Wesson are notorious for jamming when you put in a commercial shim. So I'm talking your Sparrow shims. A lot of the EDC sites that sell these chunky monkey ones. In fact, I've got my wallet on me. I can show you one. They're not great, but they serve a purpose. So there we go. A Sparrow shim, like so. All right, very small. It's very difficult for you to get into your hands. I suppose in a pinch, it would be quite useful, but I prefer the extra length on the double-ended one, as it were. So Smith & Wesson, done. All right. This is a set of Hayat UL1s. All right. So we're going to get the chunky side. All right. And what we'll do, so that you can see. Now, the thing with this one is that plastic obscures the entrance, which is kind of useful for us because we can follow that through, fill the part that we need to reach, light touch, get to the shoulder, and away it goes again, just like so. And we can do it on the other side. Exactly the same. And it'll open up. So that's that. Then you've got, right, excuse the blue, but this is TCH 840, blues for Northern Ireland. So over we go. Going to take our chunky side again, and it goes, and light touch on the bow, and open it up. Easy peasy. So that's TCH and Hayat, which use the same mechanism design, right? ASP, we can just use some harsh language at, right? So over it comes, and it's open. I'll show you again. Now, what's cool with ASP is if for some unknown reason you can't find that, you can find the edge of the cuff. You can reach down inside the edge of the cuff, and you can also shim it from the side. It's one of the most unique shims you could possibly do. Peerless. Right, I got my pretty pink ones out. In we go, over the top, light touch, and it shims out. And that is all the mainstay cuffs I've got near me. Yep, that's it. The double-ended shim does destroy all of the big three cuffs.
Now let's take a quick moment for Genesis. I love that shim so much that I wanted to turn it into handled shims. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, Taxi's so good at what he designs that when it comes to practicing, and as you said, stage escapes, having that extra handle is nice. So being able to just pop yourself out of them with that handle shim is really nice. It makes it, I personally have some wrist problems, so reaching over all the way with a key or a short shim or anything like that, practicing over and over and over again causes problems. So having something with a little more handle between that and the double-sided shim, this handle for a commercial shim is amazing. Like there's so much extra reach, and then there's so much extra reach within the shim itself that it between that and then going to that, it saves a lot of wear and tear on an old guy's bad wrist, is all I'm saying.
Perfect for staging YouTube. Makes cuffs look easy.
It does.
All right, so there are some lock picks in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 in total. All right. They do pick locks as well, so they are lock picks. However, these profiles are selected to try and maximize your chances against cuffs. So we have a ball, a half ball, a pointy pokey. Right, some people call it the long reach. It's definitely a pointy pokey device for my eyes. Right,
Absolutely.
and then this one, which is like an elephant's trunk with a slight nib in the middle of it, which is perfect for catching hold to a pool if you need to. Now, the thickness of these is about in between your Euro and your US. It's in between, I think, but it's quite sturdy and allows for you to put quite a lot of lateral force on it, so you can actually navigate your way through. The ball pick is absolutely amazing at getting out of TCH. All right, the pointy pokey, universal. I absolutely adore pointy pokey. Right, The half ball is for when you're not really familiar with the cuff mechanism, and it will simulate a key for you. So if you're not sure, you can utilize this to simulate a key, right? And then that way you go through. And then this particular profile, right, with the pointy end up, is great for warded multi-pool systems like Yule and Chicago X22.
Oh.
So you've got all your modern day solutions in one. There we go. And it comes in a kick-ass case.
I've misplaced one of my picks.
But it's on the floor. It's somebody else's now.
No, that's where the whole case was. So I was like, where did it go? I'm like, my ball pick. I don't know where my ball pick is. I just had it out too. I was messing with it, and it didn't work. And I set it down. I'll find it. Oh, there it is. So all together, that set looks like that. Comes in that case. You can get it in a black leather case. I like the brown. It's a little stiffer. It's a little, just, I don't know. It's got more of a leather feel, but the black is a nice smooth. The nice thing with across the board,
No,
doesn't matter who you get, multi-pick, southern, whatever. If you get the black leather, it tends to be more stretchy. So you can kind of end up jamming more picks in there if that's what you need to do. But
I was going to say, this is my Law Lock set, and you can ram so much in there.
Oh, well,
it's a camera.
I've got the Southern Specialties, like medium case, and Jesus. I've got just so much in there as far as picks. You got these flaps. I got a bunch in. I got huge amounts of picks in there. I can fit so much more. If I wanted to use this for like Jimmy Longs or things with like, big handles, I've used it for that. Right now it's all Southern stuff. And then, but the black, like I said, the black stretches a little better. It's a little smoother. That's the same for even like multi-pick, man. You get into that case, you can really stretch out those individual slots or those back slots. It should, so if you want a stiffer leather, you go with the brown, holds everything really well. If you want a little bit more stretchy to kind of more picks in, you go with the black. And they're both good cases. Like I said, all Southern's cases are good. I got to get a big case. But I've had one that I sent out.
Speaking of cases, dude, you need to get a case for your cuffs, right? So I've acquired through my various nefarious methods. Yeah, but you need, check this out, Matt. That's your 850 tactical case. Right?
I do have.
Now they call it tactical because it's quick release. All right. Now it's meant to be an upgrade. I know that's a nice case.
I was going to say I do have one really nice case made by Random Gym at Random Gym.
This is what they're supposed to be carried around in, and they're quite cumbersome, right? But it does have two key holders. So on the front, like so, you can store a key, right? Which this tactical one doesn't, right? And to deploy the cuff, you have to unhook and then release. And in the UK, we have some really messed up rules regarding handcuffs, right? And when the police officer carries them, they're classed as a weapon. So that is the same as cocking their weapon. They don't like that. So they're shifting over to this one, right? Because it's ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Except this one is plastic and doesn't have a space for a key. So they're drifting about that at the minute. But it's just literally a pull and then they can flop it out.
Oh, nice.
And that's it. So it's quite a swift system. The mainstay, the 840, right, is done via the waist, and currently I've got the under the shoulder holster version, right, which you can whip out, right, which is kind of cool. When I go to lock sport events or escapology meets, I wear it under my shirt so that we can always do the cheesy. Who's got a set of cuffs? Yep.
Yep.
My favorite type of handcuff holder is this style, right? Because you can take your cuffs, any cuffs, stick them in. I believe it's called a bikini because it flops over and holds it like that and in place. So it's all nice and subtle. And if you get a jazzy pair with colour, you could be one of all the cool kids. And then, like you say, if you want to be really, really cool, you go and ask Jim really nicely to get you colour coordinated.
You know, if Not Too Dead is still in the chat, he knows how much the green cuffs spark envy in me. I don't know if it's the green. It's the green. I love those goddamn cuffs, man. They're so beautiful.
Right.
I honestly, as much as shit as I give Not Too Dead if you're there, whip them out more often. You know, I'm just playing, dude. Love them. It's my way to say that's awesome. I love that shit. And I love the gold plated cuffs. I love the gold and black cuffs too, dude. So you need to pop those out more.
Hang on. I'm getting there. I'm just going to go into my safe. Because I'll get some out. Because believe it or not, I like shiny cuffs too. Right. So the company. I think so. There's a few more in there, but never mind. All right. So the company is Algemas. Well, I kind of fucking butchered that. Algemas Brazil. Right. And the design of the cuff is actually stock really good. So I've got serial number 1 of a couple of their designs because I was that impatient and ordered them. But this is how they come stock. So that's one of their colours, purple and black.
Brazilian?
Right. Brazilian, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look carefully, it says serial number 00001. Right. Which the museum was upset because I butchered him and I got all of the number 1s. And this is their all black version. Again, serial number 1. All right. And it was after I got the museum jealous of my handcuffs with serial number 01. Right. They then opened up and started the conversation and said, "Can we have some bright green ones?" And they went, "Yes, not a problem. Would you like green and black?" And he went, "You know what? Yes, please. Can I have some green and black as well, please?" So yeah.
Yeah, I've been involved in trying to get a pair of them green ones. It has not worked out.
I'll touch base with Aaron and see if he's got any spares. Right.
Well,
I'm not sure how many he's got left. I think you might have a green and black set.
I'll take a red set. I don't give a rat's ass. I like anything like, neat.
I quite like this company. They were really good to talk to because they were just starting up. And now that they've got these 2 designs, right, they've become a little bit more professional and they won't talk to idiots like me, which is a little bit frustrating. But at the same time, don't care. Got my cuffs already. They haven't come up with another design that I actually want. So, okay, that's fine. But we were buying in bulk from them. So they were quite excited to have it, and then all of a sudden they snitched their nose up. So, but yeah, wow. They do very nice keys. The long keys are really good, and it's unusual for a modern day cuff company to struggle when they've got such a good design under their belt.
Not too dead. You're right. Those cuffs are
Oh.
awesome.
I got a slightly better one than Not Too Dead's gold cuffs.
Oh shit. Oh.
So there were 400 of these made, and this is number 279. So this is the 95th anniversary of Peerless.
Oh, that's most fun. I'll be back in 1 second. Carry the show.
Strangely, it only came with silver keys. But yeah. You can tell I've gone into my safe. All my special cups are in there. Let's get that one back up. I have got the Bean Giants. And one of the American collectors that I do lots with, as he sent me an awesome present, and Jen was so excited when he sent it to me because he didn't tell me what it was. He just said, "Oh, I'm sending you some cuffs," and yeah, he knocked it out of the park. Bless him. All right, so this is a set of Smith and Wessons. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but you can just make out that it's engraved all the way around and on the other side. So we've got all of the engravings all the way up the side, all ornate all the way around. And yes, you're right, Not Too Dead. They're not Houdini's, they're mine.
I got cuffs all over my floor, dude. Don't I bust them? I just drop them. That's the nice thing. Here's the right here.
I have bits of a project cuff as well.
Talking about gear, I love this bag. It's got 3 pockets on each side that fit. I can get either 2 pair of regular cuffs or like a pair of TCH, in the middle pocket. It's got pockets on the end that fit the derbies, and including the 2 pairs you sent me. I got pockets on the other end for the Bengal 8s and the gym, random gym, case. I got a big bag in the middle for transport cuffs and the X22s and things like that. But one of my things from my magician days is to have a big bag. So when you do all your tricks, you're done with the stuff, and you need a spot to throw them into. So the nice thing about this bag is I can
have a
kind of
pelly
have it down there and drop everything into it, or pick everything up and throw it into the middle thing, and then I can resort it out later. So just as a performer or doing shows or things like that, it helps catch and organize everything you're using.
I have a pelly case, mate.
Do you take that to the bar?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, the pub?
Yeah.
Grouchy Lenny, what's up? Our brother. Let me check the chat. Lock Saga. Lock Saga just won the multi-pick is sick giveaway. So we've got Lock Saga. If you're still here, you have a multi-pick case. Has Champion Elite 2 sizes set and Christina Palmer set as well added in there for you. So you got a two sets in a nice multi-pick wrap coming, and some locks and things coming your way.
My favorite type of handcuffs are handcuffs that are removed from sale. All right.
For recently?
I like it when they get removed from sale because if I've got a set, then I'm happy.
Yeah, then
because
you already have. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a set. I'm all right.
It's an immediate collector's item.
Exactly. Right. Well, these ones, I'm not really sure why the company went folded because it's a really clever design. This is the S10. It came from New Zealand. It's based on Smith and Wesson. Right. Really clever design. Right. This should have done well. It should have done well. Right. But unfortunately, the company's gone under. You can't get the S10 cuffs. Got my set. Don't mind. Right. This, however, right, is something that would have been removed before it even got off the floor. This is the tough cuff. Right. You're gonna love it or hate it. Right. It's such a great idea. Poorly implemented. Right. It's just if they'd have just not had it wrapped, I don't know, right? But anyway, it was such a good design that Yule took theirs off the shelf before even put it into manufacture. So there we go, right? So you can see this strange NASA-style hinge here, right? The idea was that you'd be cuffed, and then all they got to do is just twist your hand just a little bit, right? And then that puts you into an awkward position, right? And then they just twist it another little bit more. Right, now that'd be fine if they put some stops in it, but no, you can carry on twisting, right? And twisting, twisting, and you can keep going, right? But it won't go back the other way. That's it. You're screwed. So yeah, this is the Tough Cuff, the model 007, right? I've got mine say patented on it, but the box says patent pending. So I'm not really sure which bit's going through, but yeah, they for some reason collectors go mad over these. I love the fact that they were taken off the shelves and I've got one, but at the same time, I personally don't think they're as good as what they were originally conceived to be. There's a lot of other cuffs that were a lot better than these at the same time, and especially with the fact that you could
when were those in
probably
production?
so these what was the patent? I think it was the late 90s. It was literally a short window. It was about 5 years. That was it. They came in silver and black. That was it. And the Handcuff warehouse had loads of them, and then they disappeared. So yeah, hang on. It'll be on this instruction manual. Let's have a read. There's bound to be a date on this. Oh, there's even an instructional video on how to do it at toughcuffs.com. Sorry, the website doesn't exist anymore.
They're so fleeting anymore.
It's just like, oh god. Next generation of handcuff technology. It's what it says there. It does give you some instructions. Figure 1, figure 2, and then figure 3 shows the arms folded up in a weird position. Doesn't explain how you get to that. Always refer to your employer's rules and policies before using these or other job-related equipment. So basically, they've got themselves out of the crap by saying you should follow the other people's instructions. But yeah, doesn't have a date.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Like that's does it look like
Nope.
growing up in the 70s, the hinged cuff is referred to.
I never noticed that before.
What's that?
All right, that'll make PW laugh. It's the Australian government's Customs and Border Protection opened for inspection. So the Australians had a look at this one as well. There you go, PW. They had a look at my cuffs.
So, growing up in the 70s, a hinged cuff was referred to as a PCH, because PCP, because chain cuffs could be busted through chain binding from people all jacked up on PCP. So they started going to the hinged cuff. So I can't help but constantly refer to these as PCPs. I remember the first time I got put in a pair of chain cuffs or hinge cuffs. I wasn't even a teenager yet. Got arrested for shoplifting.
Oh, you're a bad lad.
I was a bit more to see if I could do it than out of a desire to be bad, but the effect was the same.
Turns out you can't do it. You got caught, and you changed your life.
No. Turns out I figured out how I got caught, and then I never
Improved
got
the
caught
sleight of
again.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah, like so. But then eventually, stop doing it. You want to be a good person.
Yeah, they're always
That was
listening. I know.
that was a long
they're
time
on to
ago.
you.
I'm 52, man. It's been decades, 30, 40 years since, that kind of thing. So now, and this is what I refer to as one of the things I love about let me grab a lock. Lock sport. We're lock pickers. We enjoy beating locks and testing locks and learning about locks and things like that. But we got here over on this side in the Shacklemen world, we're also escape artists, and we enjoy testing these locks and beating these locks and these mechanism things like that. Um, it's a bit of a acceptable transgressional act against society, if that makes sense. So we're beating locks. Those are for security. We're beating handcuffs. Those are to for criminals. Generally, is what we think about that. But this is a way you can kind of like break the rules and not break the rules. And not getting in trouble. So if
It's such a grey line. So I
yeah,
have to be careful that I'm not instructing, right? Because if
sure,
I'm instructing, then it's criminal enterprise in the UK. And the thing is, it's not. It's a hobby. So I don't know.
right. And well,
It
and I
depends.
like again, I had I mean, just to be honest, a couple decades of a far more brutal and criminal approach to locks and things like that. So I don't share those techniques. I was very, very good at it. And I'll never share that stuff. So I don't want to put that back out into the world. I don't want to make people better at home invasions and things like that. And then if you're new to lock sport or you're new to handcuffs, we're not telling you to escape when the police put them on you. But if anyone else does, or you put them on yourself, we're teaching you how to get out of them. So if you buy a gun and you learn to shoot a gun, no one tells you don't shoot the police. Like that's just understandable. Like if the law and everything comes into play, don't do these things. Um, Lock sport, we were very adamant about two rules of don't pick locks in use, don't pick locks you don't own. So that kind of covers all the bases, and that's why those two rules are important. So you're not doing anything bad, you know. But
Like PW says, keep it legal. One of the things that I like doing, right, is making custom restraints, which probably sounds a bit weird. To make it more difficult, so we've got a hinged clajuso turned into a rigid, right? Suddenly, now it's a lot harder. Ironically, that 3D print does glow up in the dark, and I think it looks quite good white on black. Then I got bored of the double lock, so I made a triple lock. Because, Why not? Let's just add an extra couple of locks through the double lock mechanism.
I like that.
And then for those that didn't want to drill, I've added a small adapter so that you can then add another padlock to it. So that makes it even more challenging again. Right? And then because I'm an absolute arse, right, rigid Claduso 13s, right, because everyone likes a rigid cuff, right, and I thought, well, if I can do it with the 13s, I can do it with the 15s as well, so now you're really screwed.
God damn. You need to send those at deadlocks.
My favorite conversion method is it was sent to me via Richard Allen. He won't mind me saying his name. He runs a shop. That's the wrong size. Needs to be the smaller one. Just going to borrow this padlock a second. Oh, stay. Right. There we go. Right, so this is a set of Peerless Hinged with 2 metal discs. Right, to turn it into a rigid. It goes keyholes up with the padlock there. Right. It's almost the same principle as the black boxes. I don't know if you've seen those. Have you seen those ones yet, Stu?
No.
Okay, I'll get one of them.
I've heard about them.
Stand by. I have a black box. I have 2 types actually. I'll just go with the black box that's more user friendly and is a bit cheaper.
In fact, they've come up in my comments for escapes.
Have they? Believe it or not. Right, these were used by escape artists for hiding tools. Because there's a lot of real estate inside there. So they used to hide their tools inside them. So it's a simple enough design. All right. You take your chained cuff. Let's get Peerless. Why not? The chained cuff sits like so. All right. You then close the lid. Suddenly you can see now that we cannot access the keyway. Over the metal bar to stop you from prying it. And then through that point, it goes onto a waist belt, which is attached there. Or you can put a long shackle padlock through, which I don't actually have one handy. But there we are. One of the downsides with these boxes is they're not perfect fit. And if you wiggle and jiggle enough, you will eventually get the cuff to come out the other side, especially on the 700Cs. On the 750Cs, the chain link is just a little bit smaller for some reason. So it stops it. But yeah. Let's just do that. There we go. But yeah. And these, despite what people tell you, they're only worth about £20, which will be what, $25 US? Don't pay more than that. They are just plastic with one piece of metal. That's the metal part. This is plastic. So yeah.
And the metals just keep from the plastic from getting chewed up.
Yes. So even if you smash this up, this piece of metal stays over the center of it, so it still keeps it rigid. Yeah. Ever such a simple design.
Like I said, custom
stuff is where it gets fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so many cups on my desk at the minute.
Dots locks. What's up, Grouchy Lenny? How you doing? Humboldt. I think I said hi. Take care of whoever left. Dean P. How you doing? Isamu. What's up? Pocket Woman. How are you? Pocket Women. Sorry. In the midst of all the jump, I got home from work and I'm jumping on YouTube and I'm checking this out and doing a lot. Like I saw Pocket Woman had another Lock Wander, so I do want to go back and see what's going on with that. If you guys don't know, she does She just wanders like old buildings and checks out all the locks and or yards with cars or whatever, and kind of shows you all the old stuff. And it if you're in the locks, it's fun. So I like that stuff.
Right, sticking with custom cuffs, because again, I'm an idiot. This is another one from Richard Allen's workshop, and it is a rigid Smith and Wesson with
Oh,
a chain access point. It's very similar idea to the TCH. The problem is that it's a little bit longer, so it's actually closer to the 850.
is it one point to release both hinges?
No, it's a solid weld, so you can
Oh,
see
okay.
through. So they've taken
Oh,
the
yeah.
cuff
Oh, there
and
we
they've
go. Yeah.
welded the two plates onto it to make it into a rigid. So it is a really cool cuff. The only thing that's upset me about it is he used the uh, what I call the poor grade M100 ones, because the pulls are slightly canted. But that's what he had available at the time. And the other challenged one is this. It looks harmless enough until I turn it this way, and you'll see that it's two handcuffs welded
Oh,
together,
yeah.
with a keyway on this side and a keyway on that side, which means you need to pick both cuffs independently before you can get it off. Exactly the same on that one. And it's one of the fun challenge ones that I've got. It is kind of brutal to get out of. But yeah, custom cuffs are fun.
Well, yeah. Once you've got 1,000 cuffs in your collection.
I wouldn't say I've got that much. I've got a couple.
You were like, I've got. Oh,
Yeah,
pretty close.
I've
Pretty
got a couple.
close. Pretty
Hmm.
close.
I've got lots of nice Russian cuffs at the minute, and I don't really want to get them out because otherwise deadlocks will be trying to steal them off me.
A
Do I have the
decent,
spider ones?
a decent
I,
amount of like my subscribers and commenters are from Russia, so I gotta get a Russian pair of cuffs or two.
not for dead. I know what you're talking about, and yes, I've picked and escaped them. I am the first person in the UK to have picked and escaped them. They're in the museum, all three versions. So the spider cuffs.
Oh,
They're
nice.
not really my bag. They're cool, but they're not my bag. Lock, dude, it's around that. I have no idea. At some point, I've got to do a muster and tell my insurance.
Siema ZMAC 1:38 a.m. here. That sucks.
So, half past
Unless you
midnight
don't
here.
have to get up in the morning. If this is your time, then rock. I like nighttime. Normally, I don't even pop. I don't even pop my lives till about midnight. If I'm
Yeah,
still awake and I got some gas in me, and I'm like, let's do it. Usually have
my
a few
favorite
more in.
handcuff style has to be a hinge. Right, I quite like the hinge with the wafer double lock. Lots of people don't, but I do, just because it's more challenging. The thanks, Dots, by the way, for the shirt. So TCH do a high security model. Hyatt do a high security model. Well, they did do a high security model. When you've got a wafer lock onto it as well, it means that you need to have at least two tools to be able to get through. Any old Colt cuffs? What do you mean by Colt? Winchester? It's a bit confusing. What do you mean by Colt? They're Colt, Winchester, and Chicago are all made in the same factory.
I mean, I would imagine that's what they meant.
Yeah, I've got Winchester, which was the predecessor for Chicago. Funny story. Someone did some research on the Winchester bits. The guy that owns Handcuff Warehouse bought out all the Winchester and the rights, and then made Chicago as his own brand.
Oh wow. So are like old Winchester better than newers? Like was that ever like a tough
Oh,
brand?
right. So Winchester, right? What they were trying to do was capitalize on the whole. If you make guns, you must make good cuffs, right?
Right.
Remember that. Go and find you a set of cuffs in a minute from a gun manufacturer. They're absolute dog wank, right? So what they did is they used the rights for Winchester, right? Because Winchester make arms, so they make good rifles. So therefore, it must be a good handcuff.
It's
And
still
the handcuff that came through was just the cheap Taiwanese ones. And it was the old made in USA, but definitely got Taiwan written on it. So the box was made in the USA, but Taiwanese cuffs. And believe it or not, the consumers twigged really quickly. And so because they twigged really quickly, Winchester kind of went downhill. And now they're more desirable to collectors because they are rare, because people got rid of them. So it's kind of one of those it's good to be bad situations, whereas yeah, it was a crap cuff, but at the same time, it's desirable now because they were so rare. And then Chicago was born from it, and Chicago cuffs they changed the tolerances ever so slightly, improved it, and came up with the well, they've got quite a nice range now. You've got the X22, the X55, you've got the plain ones, the color ones. You've also got derbies. You've also got straight jackets. Chicago have pretty much covered everything now with their own Taiwanese factory
yeah.
in inlay, as it were. So they've done really well. Not to
Yeah,
dead. That's where I thought it would be
Chicago,
cool to
like
get all those kind of
Chicago's
firearms. Yeah.
busting out, man. Like
Right. So,
Chicago has all the replica shit. So
so
they're
I'm surprised Sig doesn't
clearly
make cups.
they're clearly trying to capitalize like a lot of market. You know, like not just police forces. They want they want that hobby collector shit too.
Right. So the guy that comes up with the Chicago isn't stupid. All right. He knows that his market is not going to be professional um, Leos or anything like that. He knows that that's not his market. His market is home users, adults messing around in the bedroom and everything else, right? It's going to be a whole different scenario. And because of that, he's able to tailor what he wants. So that's why you end up with cuffs like this, right, from Chicago, right? That's Drinocopod, right? I could wear it like a halo, or like some enterprising people do, they wear it around their neck. Right, that's a Chicago boot cuff.
That's the regular legs or transports right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, that's Chicago.
And
Right.
it's got
Back to handcuffs made by firearms companies that are not very good. So everyone knows the FN FAL, right, which is a lovely rifle. Seema, this is tower leg irons with tower doubles. We covered them at the start. Right, so we've got the FN Herstal, made by the same company that did the FN FAL. You'll notice that it's a very strange eggshell design. They're quite popular in the Europe at the time because it clamps down onto your wrist tightly and it doesn't matter. Right, this is a single lock solution, which means that it already had problems in the eyes of the law enforcement because that means that it can be over tightened. And with this particular shape, it will cause nerve damage. Now, what they did is they thought nobody can pick these because we're going to use a magnet to unlock them. So you put the magnet in and then you can unlock it. So it's done with a magnet. And you think to yourself, oh, that's really clever. It must be a really unique polarized magnet. No,
no.
it's just a magnet. And they can be shimmed. And they can be broken. And they're made of lightweight metal. And they can be parted. So these didn't last very long either. But they were made by a genuine firearms company. All right, we got someone balanced on a chair now.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I can. It's hard to get the ankles and the wrists into the frame. So, just
Now you can see why I don't really do leg irons.
yeah, seriously, it makes it hard. So this is the Chicago Transports. Got the X55s on the wrist, and the what 2200s on the ankle, right?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to lose your balance. As is everyone in the chat. Just someone's wanted me to just go like this and just push.
Just below. Oh wow.
Marlins, they are from 1880, I think they are. So hang on. Marlin. It's normally written on it. I'll have to get some glasses soon. Manufacture Marlin Arms, New Haven. New Haven.
One cuff
Marlin
left.
Pine. I think these were 1880. I can go and get the pattern and check it later on. Remind me not to, Dad, and I'll get the pattern out and I'll double check.
Oh, now I can sit on it. Oh, damn.
It's too banging over.
Yeah. I actually have like a little low table off to my left that's like nice and wide. So if if I'm gonna do a live and I'm gonna do some squatting, I pull that over. I get rid of the chair. I'm I'm not balancing. So
Right. It's getting late for me, so I'm going to jump off. But before I do, right, is there anyone in chat that wants to see a particular type of cuff? If I've got it, I'll get it out. So I'll give you a quick minute to have a think about what type of handcuff you want to see.
That's not a real fast response sometimes. Although Humboldt said thank you.
Yeah.
Or thanks. But that's a thank you. Gotta appreciate that. And thank you from me, man, like for jumping on, having some fun,
No, it's all
showing
good.
cuffs, talking some Shacklemen cuff club set. You know.
The Lock dude wants to see me get out of the Batman set. Dude, it's a Smith & Wesson, honestly. All right. It's all smoke and mirrors. It is just a simple Smith & Wesson single pull. Right. It's actually sharper than you think because it's laser cut metal. But looking on the inside is a single pull. And so picking it with, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the pointy pokey because I can. In and just reach. And I'll find it. Oh. I will find it. There it is. Done. That's it.
Nola, you're the only person I told we were going to do
like
this.
Wearing these ones because these points are very sharp and they will catch your skin. So they're more of an ornament than anything. They're functional ornaments. But when you're wearing them, right, you really don't want to move around much, especially if you've got it like these corner edges here. They're very sharp. Now I could round them, but then that affects the value. So
yeah, no,
I'm gonna keep
hey, there's some ornamental pairs that you can do it like just now. Do a careful demonstration with, but that's
Yeah.
not what they're for. You know, they're not for escaping. They're not. They're more. That's a showmanship of craftsmanship on
Yeah.
creating the cuffs. Yeah, and then
Right. So, any other cuffs that anyone wants to see? Anything in particular crazy? I've got a selection from about 1850 onwards. So
like he's got all of them.
I want to say
if
all
you
of them.
if you
There are a
heard of it,
few holes in my collection.
the only thing you don't have a safety lock, right? From Australia
A safety lock?
or what? What's the
That's lock.
Australian cuff?
Oh, yeah, I've got them. Yeah, they're not for sale to members of the public, but
Oh,
yeah, you can't get hold of them. Right, Saflock. You're not allowed them in
oh,
your personal
Cephalok. Yeah,
collection. You're
see,
not allowed to
I
own
keep putting
them.
I keep putting the T in like multi-lock. So
Yeah, you're not allowed to have them. Civilians aren't supposed to hold them. So these don't exist. So they're not in my collection. But there you go, Saflock.
oh yes.
And that most certainly isn't the key that is used. Because
What are
again,
they?
civilians aren't supposed to hold it.
How hard are they to beat?
Um, well, I did do a bypass on these on the single lock. They're easy to shim,
Oh,
but you'll notice that they're my favorite because they are a key controlled.
yeah.
So the hinged version is harder. This I've got 5. All right. It's actually only 3 pins with 1 key sensing location, and it's a ball bearing protecting to allow the key to go in and out, in and out, in and out. So picking it when it's in your hands is a piece of piss. All right. When
Mm.
it's on you, it's a lot harder because you've got to try and tension via the twist as well as reach over. On the single lock, it's easy to bypass. There is a few tricks you can do with that cuff to put it in a false state as well, so you can show pony and make out that you're amazing. But yeah, so from a pure cuff side, it's probably the most secure on patrolling police officers. There we go. Because I've
Well,
recently
yeah,
seen Caduceus
because
9
yeah.
in airports. And so I can't say it's the most secure in use and service because Caduceus 9s are in airports in Europe, which, if anyone knows about Caduceus and the number 9, all bets off.
I want a
So
pair of safe locks bad, man. Like anything with a pin tumbler, I want it. I want to rake that shit. I'll get
you
it
can't
open.
rate them,
Fuck that.
right?
Yeah, I can.
I've got the drawings, and I'll
I've
show you
had
that you can't
I've
rate
had
it.
people tell me I can't rake a Packlock 98 Pro, a Medico, like a fucking
Oh yeah, but I
Gale.
know you
Like
can. I know you
I
can rate
rake
Medica.
shit. Me and Not Too Dead will rake it.
The problem is the ball bearings. Your rake
That's
slips
fine.
over the ball bearings. Okay.
That's fine. I'll get past that. Give me a pair. Get me a fucking pair. That's all
Do you
I
know how
want.
hard it was for me to get 1 pair?
I know. I like and that's the pair that the one pair people actually like mention once in a while when they're like saying, "Can you do this?" You know,
Yeah, but
and
the thing is that's
it's
because
like
of it's
fuck.
like
I can't because I haven't touched it. Give me the pair. Send it to me. I was like, I'll take it. I'll take shots at it. You know. So
the
I want it. I
I'm
want
quite
it bad.
interested in how Hulk Cuff is progressing because I got an email back from them, and that's the first time in 2 years where suddenly I got an email from them.
Contest.
So yeah, so kind of weird on that one.
Is
They've
that
taken my
so?
details and added it.
Do you think that might happen?
Well, they keep putting their tech drawings up on their website, so if they want to show me how it works, I've already known. So it's like, okay, I've already got my thoughts in my head. What
Like
tool I'm going to make?
you did it in reverse fashion, man. So, should have waited. Yes. All right.
Right,
I
last
think
chance
everyone's
before I
good.
jump off.
What's that?
Last chance before I jump off. Anything anyone wants to see?
Oh, I was gonna say I think everyone's good, man. Like nobody has an idea. No one's jumped in, so if, like we can call it.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and it's been wonderful sharing my cuffs. So there you go.
Oh, thank you for coming by, man. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for teaching me. And as always, dude, thank you for like the mentorship and the friendship. It's just amazing.
All right, it's all good, bud. So
Peace
anyway,
out.
good night, everyone. All right, I'm gonna go and get some beauty sleep because I need it.
Yep, me too.
All right, catch you later.
Oh, I didn't hit it. There we go.